Valley View University to roll out special diploma and degree programs for the deaf and dumb. Hello, good evening. It's News Hour live on GBC24 and GTV. My name is Shirley Allen. Inspector General of Police Mr. John Kodalo has undertaken a day's working visit to the Western region to assess the level of preparedness made by the Regional Police Command towards effective and efficient policing of the forthcoming general elections. The Inspector General of Police first inspected a guard parade mounted in his honor at the Regional Police Headquarters at 2nd D. The IGP then paid a courtesy call on the Western Regional Minister Mr. Paul Evans Aidu. He briefed the minister on the activities being made by the Ghana Police Service towards this year's election. He said the year is a critical one in view of the forthcoming elections, and the police service is leaving no stones unturned to ensure the provision of maximum security for Ghanaians. The regional minister said the Regional Security Council is firm on the ground as far as security preparations are concerned. He noted that the Security Council is very much aware of the need to protect key installations in the region like the Takra Depot, the gas plant at Etuabo, and the FPSO. The palace of the Paramount Chief of Sikado, Anakob Ketia, was the next port of call. He noted that traditional rulers are key as far as the provision of security is concerned and commended them for their role in this direction over the years. Nanan Ketia noted that the police institution is a noble one and must therefore uphold a high sense of professionalism and impartiality in the discharge of their duties. The IGP then moved on to the Rapid Deployment Force unit at Takrade, where he inspected an exhibition mounted on public order management and crime scene management requirements. He also inspected all vehicles and the Regional Police Command to ascertain their conditions ahead of the elections. The IGP also witnessed a simulation exercise organized by the Regional Police Command on public order management. The exercise was a dispersal of rowdy illegal demonstrators who took to the streets over non-payment of their salaries by the employees. The IGP then had a word for the officers and men of the Regional Command.
The police are the main stakeholders, and our actions will come to bear on behavior after the elections. I don't know problem comport themselves or not. There will be proper figures of the police. So I'm going around also consulting our men on how to police elections. Because policing elections is a special training, it's a special exercise, and we're trying.
The General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God, Ghana, Reverend Dr. Paul Manso, has added his voice to the call for Ghanaians to have a positive attitude towards the environment by keeping their surroundings clean. He was speaking at the Thanksgiving service marking the Silver Jubilee of the Assemblies of God, Lord's Temple in Accra. Chief Justice Georgina Wood graced the occasion.
The Assemblies of God Church, Lord's Temple, was established in Accra on the 3rd of July 1991. It started under a tree with a handful of people. Since then, the church has grown in leaps and bounds and won souls for Christ. The Thanksgiving service was part of activities marking their 25th anniversary. It was under the theme, Rejoicing in God's Grace. In a sermon, the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church, Ghana, Reverend Dr. Paul Manso, encouraged church members to have a positive attitude towards the environment.
Most of the problems we encounter is that we are never proactive in anything. We wait for the floods to come and we spend money to clear the floods. We drain open gutters, we put rubbish in it, and then we set a day aside for us to do Saturday cleaning. Why shall we not make a rule that will prevent people from throwing the rubbish into the gutter?
The head pastor of the Lord's Temple Church, Apostle Dr. Lesson Nkrumah, called for peace in election 2016.
Reach out to one another, just live peacefully with one another so that God's grace can work in us to make people better.
The Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Georgina Theodora Wood, was the guest of honor.
The Word of Life Assemblies of God in Takoradi is 25 years, and to crown the celebration, the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Paul Frimpong Manso, has inaugurated a new worship center that has a seating capacity of about 2,000 in Takoradi.
The Word of Life Assemblies of God was established in October 1992 with just about 10 members. The church has over the years gone through different stages, including worshiping in private homes, classrooms and makeshift structures. As the church's membership kept growing, the members through perseverance began the construction of a permanent place of worship through contributions. Currently, the church can boast of a membership of over 1,500. The occasion was used to honor 13 members of the church whose hard work and dedication brought the church this far. They were presented with citations. The General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Paul Frimpong Manso, advised Ghanaians to shun all forms of vices that slow down the process of the country.
The Ghana Broadcasting Corporation TV license team has taken the payment point to the Global Evangelical Church branch at Medina, Firestone. It's made it convenient for worshippers to pay their TV license fees.
Churches are among groups that embody large numbers of people. To reach many people at a goal for the collection and promotion of the payment of the TV license fees, the GBC license department has been involving banks and churches. E-Transat and mobile money systems are among the means by which people can pay the TV license. The Global Evangelical Presbyterian Church branch at Medina, Firestone is the latest to join the TV license payment train. The head pastor of the church, Reverend Johan Zahiabu, encouraged the churches to serve as pay point and also pay their TV license fees. He said this would empower GBC to play its role effectively as a public service broadcaster.
We believe that as a church we should contribute our quota to the growth of the country and also the economy, and also to empower our broadcasting station in Ghana to be able to deliver the best that they can do.
At the end of the service, the church members came out in their numbers to pay their TV license fee. Mrs. Julia Avley encouraged her church members and fellow Ghanaians to live up to their civic responsibility.
Going to banks and all those things, I'm old, you know, going here and here, I cannot go. But it's very good to me because you have come to my place.
I did my online registration on my phone. And so when I came here, it took me about less than 5 minutes to pay the money.
Mr. Felix Okainamankwa is the assistant head of the TV license at GBC.
For the domestic registration, we need your surname, your email address, your phone number, your landmark, and then the number of TV sets you have. So far, patronage has been okay, and then we are requiring more people to come and register and then pay.
All Ghanaians are advised to pay the TV license fee.
The flag bearer of the National Democratic Party NDP, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings, has called on Ghanaians to vote for the NDP in this year's elections as a Thanksgiving service at the Ridge Church in Accra. Mrs. Rawlings said the NDP would better the lives of Ghanaians if elected.
The National Democratic Party (NDP) went for Congress a few months ago to elect party officials. Some of the officials, led by the flag bearer of the party, Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings, went to the Red Church in Accra to thank God for giving Ghana the National Democratic Party. In a sermon, a newly ordained deacon of the Accra Diocese of the Anglican Church, Dr. William Kwame Nasegu, charged Christians to live by the examples of Christ.
There is no victory in prayer without sincerity. It is only when we are sincere that our wills can come to a point to submit to God's will. It is only when we admit that we need God's help that we can be strengthened to do God's will. Insincerity is in God's presence. It's just like telling him, I don't need you. I'll handle it myself.
The NDP flag bearer, Nana Kunedwajima Rawlings, said God has been faithful to the party throughout their struggles in the past.
We want the NDP to be seen as a party with a difference that wants to change things for the better. But there's no reason why we should be in this situation. And there is no need to have infrastructure when the human beings are not also developing along a certain path.
The communications director of the party, Mamiya Iduse, commended GBC for the equal platform given to all the political parties.
The media has a crucial role to play in these elections, and I would commend the GBC for this program of getting political parties to have equal representation, on your network. All other stations should do likewise.
The national chairman of the NDP, Nana Asari-Bediako, and their general secretary, Alhaji Mohammed Frempong, said they were confident Ghanaians would vote the NDP into power for better leadership. For GBC24, Winifred Efu, Accra.
The remains of Mr. Samuel Achianu have been laid to rest in Cape Coast. The late Achianu was a former Central Regional Minister and Ghana's High Commissioner to Canada. In a tribute, Vice President Kwesi Arthur described the late Achianu as someone whose kindness knew no gender, religion or party colors.
Mr. Samuel Vallis Achianu was born in Cape Coast on 30th September 1942 to the late Obapenyin Mercy Tando Esel of Cape Coast and the late Samuel Achianu of Adansi Fomena in the Ashanti region. The late Achianu started his education at the Cape Coast Methodist B Primary School and continued to Bakechiri Methodist School. He went further to Infansipim Secondary School. In 1962, he joined the Fire Department of the Ghana Railway Corporation in Takoradi, a department which developed into what is now the Ghana Fire Service. The late Achianu served in a very senior position and later became the president of Fire Engineers of Africa, a coveted position in the African Fire Service. He was appointed Central Regional Minister by ex-President Jerry John Rawlings. The late Achianu also held several diplomatic positions. His last posting was Ghana's High Commissioner to Canada. This is what Vice President Kwesi Arthur said in a tribute to the late Achianu.
The Kofi Achianu we knew was humble, he was kind and generous as everybody knew. He was courteous to everybody. So we thank God for giving us this man who worked so hard energetically to bring the fire service to where it is. As we mourn, let us be happy that we were able to live with a fine gentleman such as Mr. Achianu. And we believe, as people, as Christians, as Methodists, that he is in a very happy place. He's away in a happy place. There's no pain. He had a lot of pain in his later years. There's no pain in him, and we are happy that he's without pain.
In his tribute, the Chief Fire Officer, Dr. Albert Brown Gazy, said the late Samuel Vallis Achianu was a Chief Fire Officer extraordinaire who accomplished a lot for the fire service within his 34 years of service.
Chief Achianu was the consummate hero for the good and improvement of the GNFS and Ghana at large. His efforts and willingness to support the GNFS in myriad capacities, even after his exit, continue to be an inspiration. The GNFS has brought a valuable asset. The nation, Ghana, has lost a irreplaceable gem. And I would say that we had cherished and recognized the contributions that Honorable Achianu made. His modicum of modernity, his repository of contemporary fire service leadership is what we always cherish.
In a tribute read on her behalf, the wife, Mrs. La Vallis Achianu, said, although gone, the husband has left a strong family bond that would stand the test of time.
Your various names, Kofi, Chief, Kofi Sami, Echi, all had different meanings to only us. You were not selfish. You were humble and loved everyone. You were always ready to help in any way you could. I thank the good Lord for blessing my life with you. You cherished me so much and I've enjoyed every bit of the time we spent together. Thank you, son. You always occupy a special place in my heart. Rest peacefully in the bosom of our Creator.
In his sermon, the officiating minister, Right Reverend Ebenezer K. Abakan Wilson, charged Christians to live for Christ and not for worldly possessions.
When money is our objective, we must live in fear of losing it, which makes us suspicious. When fame is our aim, we become competitive. These others overtake us, which makes us envious. When power and influence drives us, we become self-serving and strong-willed, which makes us arrogant. And when possessions become our fault, we become materialistic, thinking enough is never enough, which makes us greedy.
The late Samuel Vallis Achianu left behind 7 children.
Valley View University will soon introduce a special program course for the speech and hearing impaired. The move will make Valley View the first private university in Ghana to roll out diploma and degree programs for the speech and hearing impaired. The Vice Chancellor of Valley View University, Professor Daniel Kwame Bediako, said he said this at the graduation ceremony of the 2016 students at Oyibi, near Accra.
The Valley View University was established in 1979 by the West African Union Mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. In 1997, it was absorbed into the Adventist University system operated by the West Central African Division, now West Central African Division of Seventh-day Adventist, with headquarters in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. The Ghana Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists served as the local manager of the university. Over the years, the university has churned out graduates who are contributing their quota to national development in diverse ways. The graduation is the 22nd since the inception of the university. In all, 2,391 students graduated with degrees, MBAs, and postgraduate diploma in banking and finance, computer science, education, and pastoral ministry. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Nilaye Afoteagu, admonished the graduates to make a difference as they enter the world of work. The Vice Chancellor of Valley View University, Professor Daniel Kwame Bediako, urged the graduates to be worthy ambassadors to the world. The President of Loma Linda University in the USA, Professor Richard Hart, urged the graduates to eschew negative tendencies and be game changers in their respective fields. The overall best student went to Eunice Utibe of Young Ibok, who received a cash prize, an iPad, and a citation. Yao Oswe was also adjudged the best graduating student in accounting. The head of Audit Control Finance Division of GBC, Samuel Kwame, also graduated with Masters in Business Administration.
Republic Day just seemed like yesterday, but July is already 3 days old. In the next couple of days, our Muslim brothers and sisters will also wrap up their fast and religious requirements. 20 cycling coaches have passed a Level 1 technical course organized by the International Cycling Federation in partnership with the Ghana Olympic Committee. They joined the country's only 3 coaches with Level 1 qualification and 1 coach with Level 2.
Coaches from the various cycling clubs across the country who benefited from the UCI Level 1 technical course in Accra. Coaches included a para-cyclist Ale Mumuni and 2 other female cyclists. The certification is a boost to the association, who boasts of only 3 coaches with Level 1 qualification and 1 with Level 2. The president of the Ghana Cycling Federation, Mr. Mohamed Shanoun, charged the coaches to be agents of change.
Go down to your various districts, regions, and then impact this knowledge on your cyclists.
The Deputy Director General of the National Sports Authority in charge of technical, Mr. Sakakwe, touched on grassroots development. The Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Olympic Committee, Reverend Richmond Kwaku, said the course forms part of measures to improve the quality of cyclists in the country. The course instructor, Mr. Richard Shepherd, said he expects more from the coaches.
This is the beginning of a journey as a coach, not the end. You know, you've really got to start learning from here. This is just the base of moving onwards.
What is next? Unique FM has held a peace concert at the Reverend Ernest Bruce Methodist Church in Accra. The concert was to preach peace and propagate patriotism as Ghana heads for the polls later this year. Here are some sights and sounds from the event.
Choreographers opened the concert with an exciting performance. The Good News Choir and the African Glorious Chorale focused on patriotism. A soloist, Ben Ej, sang the national pledge and a patriotic song.
I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. Sewo bompaya, kai Ghana. Sarawu Yankupon, Fagana Shanansa.
Evelyn the Piper and Gameli used poem to preach peace. The angelic voices, the patriarchs and the Reverend Ernest Bruce Methodist Church Choir was on hand with melodious tunes.
Thank you for watching the news on GBC24. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good evening.